Nothing.
Fine. Yeah. No, I got a little.
I didn't. Hello and welcome to the Moon Underwater. I'm Kelly Daniels.
And I'm Steve Jones.
And Steve,
Hold on one second, because that looks really askew.
All right. Let's, everybody keep on listening. It is askew. The video, that is. We don't want stuff being askew. I also think, Steve, that you're probably a little askew right now.
Yeah.
Haven't been sleeping. Just got back from India a few days ago, and the jet lag, I guess, hasn't been working for you lately.
No, the jet lag has actually gotten worse. This happened when I went over there too.
Gnarly.
First day, it's like, yeah, all right.
I'm over it.
I mean, I got
I'm
like,
there.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours. I slept. I'm good. And you go home and you go to bed at like 9 o'clock, and you wake up at 2 in the morning. But that's like 2 days later, 3 days later, and then you slowly come back. And they say it takes about a day per hour that you're off.
Yeah.
And India is 11 and a half hours.
Yeah.
And I was there on boots on the ground for about 13 days. And the last day I woke up at my alarm at 6:30 in the morning to go to the gym, and I thought, fuck.
Yeah. That's
I have to go turn around and do this all over again.
You get 1 day of that.
One
I don't
day.
know how. So your dad was airline pilot.
Yes.
How do those people do it? Like
You just stay on your home time generally.
okay.
Or so like going to Europe, you get in, you haven't slept all night, you take a nap, no longer than 2 hours, get up, go do something, go to bed, wake up in the morning, go to the airport, fly home.
Yeah.
So like
guess-
you get the routine.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like when he was more senior, they had a daytime flight to London, left at 9 in the morning, and it was a 2-day trip, and he really liked that one.
Yeah.
Because and they actually still have it. I think it's flight 89 out of Chicago to London, and it's basically 1 day there, 1 day back, and he would do 5 of those in a month. So that was like the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
But they take you from Heathrow to downtown to stay in a hotel.
That's a really long
drive.
How come they aren't there airport
Oh, there are
hotels?
but pilots are really picky about where they stay.
Yeah.
They're sort of travel princesses,
Travel princesses, but if you're just sleeping and going back, it feels like it's not like you're gonna like really dig the London scene.
There's
right?
a good Renaissance right next to the airport. I'll give them a ding for that. That I have stayed at numerous times. It is across the street from Heathrow.
Yeah.
There are a number of flight crews that I have seen there.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly
not the
certain.
pilots.
Yeah, no, the pilots too.
Yeah.
But it's always international crews, and they have them stay, like non-US based airlines that have to go the extra several miles to downtown London to go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night to turn around. And maybe they don't do it that way anymore, but yeah.
Seems like it seems like a really exciting life. Like even just being in a crew of any sort, being a flight attendant. I had a student became a flight attendant, and then I hear about him 10 years later, and he's living full time in Beijing, and it's got all these things going on. You become an international person pretty quick.
Really quick.
But
My dad
I
was
just
a
thought
farm
the
kid.
flying all the time, and I hear that being up in the atmosphere fucks with your body in some way, like closer to radiation, maybe things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a sacrifice to this whole.
I think so. I don't think anybody. I think it affects some people and not others. And,
right. So it isn't like they've done enough studies where they can put like a big.
I don't know if anybody wants those studies done.
Well, that's it. It's like the cigarettes have like the gnarly like warnings, like on every airplane. It's
They're
going to have
put on every boarding pass.
Yeah.
The side of the airplane.
Yeah. Like,
oh God.
So hey, I have some news.
Yeah, you're traveling.
No, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to bring that up because I think I have a little point in my notes that I think it might come up.
Okay.
I am traveling tomorrow, but I have a story accepted in a pretty big literary magazine coming up.
It's because of the podcast, right?
They've never heard of the podcast,
What?
but I know it's. I'm gonna have to.
Not yet.
I'm gonna hang out with the editor. His name is Jay. I should get this right. JD, I think it's Jeremy something, but he goes by the initials Schreffenberger.
Nice.
Anyway, but the journal is called North American Review, which is, according to their website, yeah, absolutely. According to their website, it is the oldest literary magazine in the United States of America.
Holy
and
moly.
their former writers, their alumni are like
Alumnus?
Alumni is plural. Alumnus is one.
Oh,
Walt Whitman.
I was just trying to sound
and
smart.
Walt
and I sounded
Whitman and Emerson.
dumb. I've heard of those two.
Oh yeah, it's full on American lit.
Yeah.
It's all. I mean, it
I
was,
haven't heard of anybody.
John Steinbeck.
Yeah, name I'm familiar with.
Some,
How about Stephen King?
Stephen King
name
is
I
not
know.
published in this one.
I don't know how good this one is then.
It probably isn't that good nowadays. It really fell off since the John Steinbeck era, but it's a good magazine.
What did
and I'm stoked.
Can you tell us what the
the
short
story
story's
is
about?
The story is called "The Kindest Cut," and
Okay.
it is a story about what happens when it's set off by it's the consequences of a botched circumcision.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's not everybody.
Is this a Hemingway kind of thing where
gonna
you're
love-
telling us something? Or
You know, man. No. It's not my story. It's oh God, I probably shouldn't go here because writers shouldn't explain their stories.
Oh, then
because
don't.
Nobody would get this at all. There's no way that you would read the story and think. And I thought, I read the story of David and Goliath,
uh-huh.
and in the original, the King James version, and I was just amazed.
Original.
I was amazed at how focused the narrative is on the state of the various dicks in the circumcised ones and the uncircumcised
Wow.
ones. And so,
Really? That's a
oh
thing?
yeah, the King Davids were all have nice trimmed penises, I guess. And but all of the other
You're kidding
ones,
me.
the ones that were fighting the Goliath, they were all that uncircumcised dog, and they're just obsessed with it. They're obsessed
Okay.
with it, and I'm like, wow, that is really weird.
There's just dongs everywhere.
So
in the scene.
I kind of wrote a story that's in a new it's in a contemporary setting, but it's sort of countries that don't really exist. Just I didn't want to
Right.
set it anywhere because people would start wondering, wait, do they circumcise people there? But it's one
Then
group.
next thing you know, it's on Google.
One group is circumcised, one group is not, and there's a David and Goliath sort of storyline. But it's like I said, this is inside knowledge. There's no reader I've ever kind of who's ever read through it has seen the reference. Although if I tell you and you read it, you'd go, oh yeah, it's obvious. It almost hits it note by note. But so that's the story.
Well, I would have to have read the Bible at some point.
Yeah,
I haven't
you
done
probably
that.
know the David and Goliath story,
I
right?
didn't know that there was, various dicks.
No,
hanging
but
out.
you know what the story is.
Yeah.
It's the big guy, the small guy who has a nice, trimmed up penis
Is that
with
the-
no.
I figured it was.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
extra
It
meat
doesn't have a hat.
hanging on. Yeah. And
no.
yes, the helmet is uncovered. And
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
So there's
interesting. Not at all with this.
so there's that. No, we're not going to talk
We're going
about
to
that.
segue
in
the
this.
hell out of this now.
So this is a big day. Our final episode,
Yeah.
Station 11.
I
And
I don't think it was the best episode,
No,
but
Aw.
the best scene happens in this.
I wouldn't call it best or not best. I wouldn't put it that way. I just feel like, to me, it's okay.
I'm going
I'm going to
live in a
use
world of ones
I'm
and
going to do
zeros.
airline kind of analogy here.
Okay.
What's the best moment on the plane? Is it when you get your double bourbon, or you're in first class, right, or business class? When you get that's the best. But the landing part doesn't need to be the best. It just needs to land. You understanding the analogy I'm getting
no,
at?
I do. I do, because
The end of the
it doesn't
end,
matter as much as how we got there.
The end of a
Or it matters the
novel
most.
doesn't necessarily have to be great or the greatest part, but it has to work to make the story feel like it's complete.
This worked.
Oh, I think it did very
Yeah.
much. I think it hit all the beats it needed to hit. It said goodbye to all the characters, that we got enough information about who is doing what,
Yep.
who is staying, who's going. You get the
Boy, it's like they could have done a
long-awaited.
season 2, and I'm so glad they didn't.
No, they're not. They shouldn't do
But
that.
they shouldn't. But it was. But
They,
it
they
was,
did talk about it.
No,
Oh,
no. It was that it was set up. You know, there was a number of things that happened. We'll get to that. It was like, oh, they could have kept going,
Yeah.
and maybe at some point somebody thought about it. But the way it ended was good.
Yeah, I thought probably the reason why, at least, and I agree with you in this way, that just the moment by moment pleasure of watching wasn't as high as some of the other ones.
Yeah,
And even though it was really important to the story, it was crucial to the story, and it became really touching and kind of like, if you think about it, but still, I just don't think Miranda's story was that
wasn't
compelling.
great.
And seeing
That's where we start.
And it was a little bit disappointing to have to go back to her dying in the hotel room with her
the guy that she didn't like at all.
her dorky friend.
Yeah, but they weren't like she was like, oh, you know,
that guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
so-
he had a quick growing up. You know, when you're dying, you sort of learn
I
some
have
things.
notes
I guess.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
So
do it.
they reveal that she is in logistics.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about it as this is happening and all of this is unfolding. She's good at getting things from point A to point B.
Yeah.
She can't get herself out of Malaysia. She was sick anyway.
Yeah, I feel like every airplane was going to be a death trap.
Okay. But a boat would be okay? You just throw people overboard, I suppose.
I don't know that we need to think about it that much, but she's in logistics, and her boss told her the one way she can get out was that boat.
Right, okay.
So that was like a secret boat that when the shit hit the fan was floating around in the middle of the ocean. So it wouldn't be
should be good.
infected.
She
and
could be the infected one.
She could be, and she would have been probably, which is pretty insane to think about. But maybe there was just a sense that it was early enough to where she was not sick yet. But
A lot of this I can chalk up to luck, which
yeah,
that it feels like sometimes when you're asked to believe something, how do these things come together? And on this topic before, I've been like, no way. People at an airport, there's going to be people sick or whatever.
Yeah.
By the last episode, I was like, nah, it's just, you know what? This is just how it happened.
it was
That's
a small airport,
Right.
and
Severed
people
City.
didn't go very far, and that last airplane coming from Chicago would have gotten them sick.
So,
And
I don't know, do we start with...
no, let's just go. We're going to have to talk. That's like the big reveal. Let's, I don't know. I have some notes. And so at the beginning, we get to hear her. We're hanging out with Miranda, and it flashes back to her with Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
And she finishes the comic book. And he goes, hey, I finished it. He goes, how does it feel to actually complete something? Which was kind of a burn that actually, it means you've never completed anything before.
Right.
But she didn't take it that way. She goes, oh, weird. She goes, I've lost everybody. I've lost you. And I couldn't, and she said something like, I couldn't move on until I finished.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it almost felt like she sacrificed everything just to make this book. And the book is, I don't know. I guess I'm talking myself out of my criticism of it, but it felt like that's a shitty deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like a comic book that you made. I know it's a graphic novel that you made 5 copies of and then
That's
becomes a weird little religion. But I guess she didn't want. She just needed to make this book, and I'm liking it more now that I think about it because
Oh yeah.
it's that kind of thing that when you do the criticism of it, it's a lot smarter than it felt when I was watching it. So I don't know. So kudos to that. Like, she was a flawed character. She had her priorities wrong. Like, writing this comic book was not the most important thing, but for her it was, because she was psychologically screwed up because her family died, and we later find out about all that.
So as a writer, do you have stories that you need to get out of your head and written down and to be done with it, even if you never do anything with it? Is that something that...
Well, ever since the tip of my penis was cut off, I've had a real...
Nice.
Just kidding.
Really wanted... I got a good callback. I was not thinking that at all.
I think so. I mean, that's an interesting way to put it. That the story is there and you need to write it to get rid of it. Is that kind of how you?
I get that with stuff that I'm writing for work.
Yeah.
Or like, I have this idea for a tool that we can use, and I won't sleep very well until it's done, or until I have all the requirements written down and saying, here's what it's going to do. Here's what it's not going to do. And it's like, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
If we make it, great. If we don't, okay, that's fine. But I would need to get it out.
I don't know. Maybe some writers are obsessive in that way. I feel like I just have better story ideas and worse story ideas, and I want to write the better story idea. And I'm always just working on something, and then when I hit a dead end, I always have something else to fall back on, and I'll work on that for a while. And for me, it's more just a habit. It's more like going to the gym or whatever every day.
You write every day?
No, I don't. But
okay.
I don't go to the gym every day either. But
that was my next question.
I try to. It's you aspire to it.
Right.
I mean, there's certain times you're not feeling well. You're traveling all day. You have jet lag, and you're just not going to do it.
Yep.
And there's something about trying to write every day, no matter how you feel. When your brain, you can have like a sleepy brain fog feeling, and trying to like crank words out, you can do it, but it ends up being kind of a wasted session because you don't have it. You're just not sharp.
Yeah.
And so I like to give the best part of my day to the writing, which is 9 o'clock in the morning till lunchtime.
Okay.
Just some, the coffee is still kicking, and I'm not feeling kind of, come down of it. But other times, this is a kind of a romantic sort of vision, but it happens. I'll just wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with some solution to some problem that I've been writing, and then sometimes I'll hope that I remember it, but I've learned to just like pull out a little piece of paper and write some stuff down, and that's helped.
I've gotten some. I won't go back to sleep.
Yeah,
it's got to go from my brain out through my hand, through the pen, onto the paper, and once that happens, I'm like, I wrote that down. And I've heard people go, I wrote blue lasagna, and I have no idea what it means. Yeah. I never have that problem.
You always know what it means.
I know what it means. I remember, I'll write a sentence or whatever. So I don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. I haven't had the experience of not understanding my note.
Right.
Because when I wake up, it's there in my mind pretty clearly. And I think other people kind of have a dream state kind of writing, and they're probably remembering a bit of dream, which doesn't translate very well into real life.
Yes.
Dreams are not just weird, they just don't even make sense in the real world.
It's so frustrating.
And you can't even tell what they're about because you can't put it into words because it's kind of a feeling and it's images. Anyway, so.
All right.
I wanted to go into a whole digression about dreams, but let's move forward.
Well,
We've barely even got the story going, so. So what happens next?
Well, so she gets together with Jim. Jim, how are you? I'm dying, and my filling just fell out. Yeah. They're awfully chill for, everyone dying everywhere. And then I thought back to like the very first scenes of COVID, where there was,
Yeah.
people dying in the street in China, and people were stepping over dead bodies. Like it sort of
That's how it
becomes
goes,
normal
man.
quick, right?
Yeah, it does. There was a little moment that I thought was a great touch, and it's when we go back to the airport, the Museum of Civilization, and they
It's gone,
finally let the symphony out of quarantine.
Yes.
And they're walking through, and over the PA it says there's a recorded voice that go, "Thank you for your," and it says, "Oh, the Museum of Symphony are out of. Please welcome them, and thank you for your commitment to safety and health."
Yeah.
That sounded so
Airporty.
airporty, but also COVID-y, and
Yeah.
so like civilization, but there's like a fine line between civilization and dystopia. Like
Right.
when your commitment to health and security means that people get locked up.
For a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is
Or 2 months? Was it 2?
it was a while, and of course the history is that they killed that guy who's coming out of the plane, and
Yep.
then that all that stuff.
That was something that I'm going to mention because Miranda, well, we can come back to the flashback to Miranda
Okay.
because you mentioned that the
'Cause I
symphony
jumped
gets let
ahead,
go.
so-
No, you
oh,
didn't really.
okay.
Because it goes out of order. So there's a flashback again.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you notice there's one of the trailers has a sign on it? I always love shit like this. It was the
No.
Royal Danish Inn and Suites, and it looked just
Yeah.
like a White Castle logo.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I did
Royal
notice that,
Danish,
but I didn't think about
and
it.
then
Yeah.
and then I was like, Hamlet is, I was like Danish,
Yeah.
right? And
Something's
and so
rotten
then
in Denmark is one of the
There you
famous
go.
lines.
And
Royal Danish
Royal
Inn and
Danish Inn and Suites. I
and it-
loved it.
and
It looked
it's
like a White Castle logo.
Yeah, it's very Shakespearean, but it's probably a pretty divey little
Right.
hotel.
And it was on top of one of the trailers
Yep.
that they had.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
What a great,
I kind of thought that was cool.
what a great catch.
Let's see. So then Elizabeth wants to have a sit down with Kiki and does so in the most preposterous chairs on the planet Earth in the airport, and it just caught me as like here you are, covered in dirt. And here's this woman who was famous before and sitting in these very fancy chairs.
So
She
wait.
has it all.
Kirsten is covered in dirt.
Yeah.
Okay, because she just arrived.
Yeah.
And
Elizabeth is
Elizabeth-
very elegant.
So she's sitting in a.
It's like a chair that there's no way it was from,
Are they making her the queen?
they
Is that-
are.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it goes up and over the top.
Yeah.
Right. And
Hey, artistic license. I think
it was
they-
cool. Like
They pushed her as the queen, as Gertrude.
Yes.
And they pushed Clark as Claudius.
Absolutely.
And they both played the role.
they did.
And I think that the costume design and then the furniture design, they're not going for strict airport realism. They're willing to kind of pump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
And it
good.
it was a nice touch. And then you start to realize, okay, well, she was famous before and she had
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
And guess what? She still has it all.
Yeah, she does.
Relatively.
Yeah.
She has it all.
And she even gets her kid that comes back, and then Kirsten gives her a speech, and she says, "People lost everything," and
This was really good.
She's just like, "It matters when people come back," and things like that. What do you remember?
Well,
of them?
so what I have from this is. Oh, this is going to take me a minute.
While you're saying that, there was a tiny little tidbit that I thought was funny, and that's the nun. They said,
Oh.
What happened here?" She goes, "Oh, our museum caught on fire," which is a lie by omission.
It is.
And I love that the nun is lying.
It caught on fire.
we
Okay,
had a
Here we
fire.
go. Here we go. So, maybe I don't have it. Oh yeah. Okay. Elizabeth is sitting and talking with Kirsten about what they lost. Elizabeth claims to have lost her son. And the question I asked was, did she? And I mean,
No.
she thought she did.
Yeah. For a
And-
while, but then he came back.
Just like Kirsten lost Jeevan
Yeah. And
for a
Jeevan-
while.
Yeah, Jeevan came
And then
back.
he came back.
Oh, nice one.
Huh.
Did you just come up with that right now?
I
Or was
did.
that written? That's pretty good. A little symmetry going on.
There is.
Um,
Man, do I feel smart.
Yeah, man. You're smart. You're a smart guy. Smart feller. Fart smeller. So Miranda, who is our favorite character, not because she's bad or anything, just because that.
We get a
But
little backstory on her.
But it is. We get backstory, and also we get. She chooses to use the last 2 hours of her life trying to save those people.
This was
in
a
the
ridiculous
airport.
plot point.
You didn't think he was going to be able to call the.
How the she gets the number of the captain,
Yeah.
Hugo,
Yeah.
as it were, the same name of the hurricane
Yeah.
that. And I was
Killed
watching
her
with Anna.
parents.
I was like,
They
they
killed her-
showed Hurricane Hugo, and she talked about being, that her whole family was dead. And I go to Anna, I go, they died in Hurricane Hugo. She's like, what's that?
Yeah. well,
Like it was big.
yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I remember.
she was like, yeah, I don't. Yeah,
It
Doesn't-
was huge, Joe.
it was huge. That's true.
Anyway, but she's she decides to use her last gasps to save other people, and that's heroism. And then
Wait, is it because there was one alive guy on the airplane, and if he went through quarantine without getting shot, well, he'd be in good shape.
no, I think there were still people in the plane. They were just waiting for the sky. She didn't need to do it. The sky bridge was never coming out.
And it was never.
And
gonna
those
come out.
people would have just sat there. But here's the thing. So the captain decides to not let anybody out because he's willing to sacrifice himself and them to save these randos
Right.
in the airport. And every since I watched that, the first time I watched it, and again today, every time I've been and there's a delay on the tarmac, I think of that motherfucker. I'm like, oh great, well, now we're all gonna die. They're just
no.
trying to keep us locked in here till we. And then if I'm the one guy who's resistant to it, I'll break out in a week, and then they'll shoot me.
You just gotta
And,
open the door
Yeah,
because the doors are all that like on an airplane when you hear them say doors disarmed and cross checked.
yeah,
They can't really lock them.
yeah.
But on the ground, if you pull it, the
Yeah.
raft comes out, turns into a slide.
Nice.
But
So even when you're up in the airplane,
I don't
up in the
think
air,
so.
because people are always trying to pull up.
I don't think they'll open.
It feels like that they wouldn't make that feature
No.
work.
Well, except there was a Boeing airplane that lost a door.
That-
You might recall.
That was one of many Boeing
Ooh.
failures for a while.
Used to be if it's Boeing, it's going.
Yeah, I know. They, yeah, we probably covered this before, but I heard somebody on the radio, some airline editor for some airline magazine,
I don't
aviation
think they exist
magazine.
that kind.
And he said, yeah, he said when they, it was something about merging with McDonnell Douglas, and then they kicked all the engineers out of the executive
Yeah.
part, and they made it all the business people. And then he said, as soon as they did that, quality just started going down, 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 and it's been going down for 30 years now. And it takes 30 years to bring a good company to
Yeah.
where their doors are flying off, but they got there, and so
did.
now they're having to bring the engineers back in. That's what this guy said. Does that sound right to you as a?
Oh, I would say that my dad flew both McDonnell Douglas and Boeing airplanes, and his take was McDonnell Douglas were designed and built by engineers, and Boeing's were designed by pilots and built by engineers.
Yeah.
And in an acquisition like that, you think you have all the engineers you need,
Yeah.
and you still need, now you're supporting,
I think in the acquisition, though, it wasn't because of McDonnell Douglas. It was because they just reorganized the whole corporate structure.
Yeah.
And then just
No, but
made it.
So what happens is McDonnell Douglas was the smaller fish in that one.
Yeah.
They get rid of those guys. They're we don't need it. Now they had really good IT systems that they were using at the time that were pretty cutting edge, kind of the predecessor to the stuff that I work on. I think Captain Craig might have agreed with that.
All right. Glad
Yeah.
to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, one quick comment.
Yeah, please.
They're talking about they're talking in those chairs, right? The funny chairs, and
Yeah.
behind them are shelves that used to contain alcohol.
Yeah, I saw that.
Vodka, scotch.
Yeah.
And they've got a record player with a bunch of records.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so Clark went ahead and took care of all that. He
Yeah.
was working his way through all the booze.
Well, they were having a party at the bar, and there's like taps and stuff, and I was wondering, are they just brewing their
You're
own?
brewing your own beer.
Yeah.
If you're that good.
Yeah,
If you're the Severn City Airport, the
that's the
Museum
peak
of Civilization,
the
that's
peak of-
really it.
The peak of civilization.
They have a
that-
bar.
and you
Yeah,
can
and here we
pull
are.
and you could pull some beers. It was a pretty good place to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so
Yeah, go.
Clark also alludes to the fact that he wants a fucking time machine,
yeah.
and I was like, what would he go back and change or do? He got everything he wanted.
It's a good question, but I don't
The
know.
only kind I ask.
What? I don't know. What would he do? It did kind of work out well for him, but
For Clark.
however, he's a disgruntled old man who's
He is.
he's bitter as fuck, and
Yep.
bitter people want to go back and change things, even though he got as lucky as he could be. So, there's that. Kirsten and Gertrude, or rather, what's her name?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth, right. I don't know why I couldn't remember. Gertrude and Elizabeth are talking, and I really liked it, and I realize I like when this happens in movies in general, is Kirsten just went all alpha on her and just said, no, I'm directing.
Yeah.
You're playing Gertrude. She walks onto the stage. She starts telling people
And
what to
Alex
do.
is like, well, you can't be.
And she's just like, and
Well,
then
I'm directing.
yeah, she goes, I'm directing.
Yeah.
And then she goes, who's playing Hamlet? She goes, you? And she said it as if, oh, you're going to make yourself the star? She goes, no, Tyler,
Prophet.
the prophet. And then Elizabeth is kind of goes, listen to her. I guess that like making that alpha move and then everybody accepts it is sort of for some reason is a little bit of a charge. And I've seen it before in stories, and it gives you a little like, oh yeah, especially when you do think the person has earned it. Like Kirsten's been through the shit.
I
She's
have
ready to.
power play written down.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's a total power play, and
But
she doesn't
I
ask.
believed
She
it.
tells.
Oh,
Yeah,
I believed it.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't, and
Yeah.
nobody batted an eye.
No, except Alex.
Except Alex.
was a
Yeah.
little, but Alex.
But
Is
I mean,
just,
nobody else. Everybody else was like, ooh.
She goes, okay, she's got it, and she's also making just moves right off the bat. Like, no, change the set, and we know she's good. I mean, she studied with the best, Arthur.
She did.
You know, so did Elizabeth. So that was fun. I liked that part, and then we got into. Are we skipping things, or did we go into the play now?
We didn't. We got more. So the next thing that happens is we see Miranda again on another flashback.
Yeah.
Where she's talking to the pilot, who is incidentally named Hugo.
Yeah.
And the pilot is having the discussion with her. He said the people here don't deserve to die like a caged animal, because she is talking to him magically on the phone. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to accept it. This is how it happened.
Calling on a cell phone, a personal cell phone, into a small little plane because you're a logistics expert. Yeah, that's a tough one to buy.
It's a stretch.
Yeah.
But he's kind of one take on the morality. The people in here don't deserve to die like a caged animal. And basically Miranda says no, but they should.
Yeah. They should die like caged animals because
there's people that are safe.
Yeah. And here's the other thing about that is they decided to save all these people in the airport.
Logistically speaking, a smart move. Did you see what I did there?
Yes.
Logistically?
That was good.
I know.
That was good. Very clever. Very clever. Sorry I didn't laugh harder.
More heartily,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
A heartier laugh.
Or even acknowledge. But it was good. I did notice.
Thanks.
The airport was full of people that many of them were completely undeserving of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some of them were complete scumbags, and a lot of them just
Clark
left
was a
and
fucking scumbag.
Clark was not. Clark was a complicated character, and by the end, he became an authoritarian, or by the middle. He wasn't a terrible person in every way, but he was kind of a bad person. But yeah, you're right.
Who's worse than him?
The guy that was pretending to be the FBI guy that like lured
He's
all
gone.
of. I know, but I'm talking about when they saved all the people in the airport.
Oh,
This was at that point.
Okay.
That guy was still around, and
That
all
guy
the
was a
people that
scumbag.
left with him, and the whole girls soccer team,
Right.
except the goalie.
except the goalie.
Yeah. And he left with them, and then they were all going to die because he went to Miami or something.
Right.
And,
they ended up in the water.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, Clark is probably the good example. Here's something. This little conversation that Alex had with Kirsten. When Alex is like, I want to stay.
Yeah.
Or she said, I'm staying. And she goes, no, we go. We don't stop. You know, we just keep going. She goes, why do we keep going? She goes, so we can come back. And I was thinking the perfect answer. She goes, I want to stay like for a year. I'm like, Severn Airport, the Museum of Civilization, is just Vegas.
Yeah.
So when you did your tour and you want to chill for a while, make some money, you just do a 1 year residency at Vegas. And your act is getting old and everybody's seen it already. But now everybody comes to.
I like that it started with Elvis and it hasn't stopped since
Oh,
then.
yeah, it keeps
That's
going.
it. Yeah.
And so the Traveling Symphony doing a 1 year residency in Severn City Airport. And then all the people from the little towns, now they have to go there and then spend money.
They don't want them there.
No, but that's what's going to be.
Oh.
That's Clark.
That's next.
Clark hasn't gotten his way. It's clear by the end that, that he's going to have to let people go.
He's going to have to. I think he did.
Yeah, he did, and I think the seal is broken, and now it's just like, hey, man, people come and go. This is like,
Wow.
which is good. It's a good thing.
Okay, so should we talk about the play? I feel like we're kind of there.
We are there.
This is the part that I was least excited about
No.
because I knew nothing.
I loved it. I loved it. It was great. It was, I felt like.
You have Elizabeth saying he won't talk to me unless, he won't talk to me unless, unless we're in the play. And so that's why it has to happen that way.
Well, I have something to say about this.
Okay.
What it is that if it's what I would call a conceit. It's a little kind of writerly move that says, I need to get everybody who's the principal player in this movie or in this show or in this book or whatever to also be in the play and play the main parts.
Yeah.
And the main parts that they play are going to match their real life thing. And if somebody told me they wanted to write, like a student told me they wanted to write that, I would say, that sounds like total bullshit. But I just think the good writing and the good production value and that's built up to it, that I was there for it. I'm
Okay.
like, hell yeah. We need... Tyler's not even an actor. He did a pretty good job, though. All the other ones are actors, though. And so it makes sense that
I thought
Elizabeth-
Tyler was fantastic.
He was fantastic,
Yeah.
which is unrealistic. That
It is.
somebody who's never trained as an actor just suddenly kills it. And that's because he really felt like maybe he was going to stab Clark. I liked it. I thought the whole thing worked. I thought the match
I
of
didn't
the
dislike it. I just didn't. I didn't
So,
understand.
the
I mean,
mom.
I assumed that they were playing the roles, right?
So Hamlet and Gertrude are like. He's like, Mom, you fucked me over big time, is what Hamlet is saying in Hamlet to his mom.
Dang.
And she's just like, well, it's more complicated than that, son. And that's kind of, and that,
in the show, right?
And that's kind of what was going on.
Yeah.
And the only way they could do it, and this is again, that whole part of this story, is that out of everything that everybody needs after the world collapses, why you need storytellers and artists, because we can't.
I thought you were going to say moms.
We can't. Well, there's that. We can't talk to each other sometimes about difficult things, and so we talk to each other through our art and through our storytelling.
Okay.
So, if you're, you know what I mean. I think that's kind of the theme of the whole story, or at least one of them, and I thought it worked really well. And knowing. So there was this one guy on Facebook who always just, there's that, I don't know, you're not on Facebook really, but, and me just admitting that I actually look at it and stuff is probably
I got to
like
do more.
losing my whatever slim credibility I might have. But there's these people that just show up and then comment on your shit, and you don't know them in real life, and they always have some
Yeah.
slightly bullshitty thing to say.
I had
But-
somebody say something about my Dallas Marathon time. I have no idea who they are, and I
bet
don't
you-
show that they're friends with anybody that I know.
What did he say about it? It
She
sucked.
Said no, like great time,
Yeah, well,
and I'm like, who?
Well,
How did I? How? This was at like 130
I've-
likes,
I've-
and so it's.
feel like you don't quite understand how social media works.
I don't like it.
You know, people that you don't know see these things.
Yeah, I don't like
It's, you know,
And then it starts
That's-
getting shared more, though. It starts getting shared more the more that it's liked.
you just figured
Which
it
is-
out.
it's- I did,
You're learning
but
right
it's
now.
super annoying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want somebody else to see
Even though you
this.
just humble bragged about like 150 likes
I
for
know.
your great
130.
time.
130. 120.
Might be up to 150 by now. Check.
Needs to be.
Might be.
Listen, people.
Yeah.
3 hours, 33 minutes, and 23 seconds is nothing to laugh at.
No.
It's everything to like.
It's things to like, and unless you're a really good runner,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want my peeps from Kenya to chime
Oh.
in and talk and give Steve a little dose of reality here, because I think he's getting a little cocky.
Boston inbound.
Boston inbound.
Yeah, one of these days
You're
I
gonna
will
do the
qualify.
Boston. You're gonna
Yeah.
do Boston.
That was
Not if
I knew
somebody
people that used to
chops
laugh
your
at me when
leg
I would
off.
say that. By the way,
Yeah.
I had people that I knew that I was friends with that would laugh when I said that. You know what the best part is? They're not fucking laughing now.
Woo.
That feels
Revenge.
good.
Revenge,
It's
man.
amazing. It
You
has
know-
everything to do with Hamlet.
I was gonna say, if you like revenge, you should like Shakespeare.
I do.
It's all about it.
love
You know,
it.
it's
Revenge is fucking awesome.
yeah.
One of my
except-
favorite books is The
doesn't-
Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
but
that-
Hamlet is a revenge story that isn't satisfying. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Why
Is
isn't
it-
it satisfying?
Well,
Dr. Daniels.
spoiler
I feel like
alert.
that's
spoiler alert. Well, first off, Hamlet dies. I mean, you know, he kills him.
Spoiler alert.
He kills his mom, his uncle, and he
Everybody
also
dies.
dies. And everybody dies except Laertes, who's
Okay.
only there so he can deliver the last line.
Huh.
And then also we hear at the end that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have been executed
Yeah.
for no reason whatsoever. Like it, and
Do
it's
you
just,
need a reason?
And so it's not like, oh, revenge is sweet. It's more, well, you got your revenge and you're dead too, so you're not really enjoying it. And it's more just a clusterfuck of, violence.
See, I disagree. I was talking to somebody today about how my magnum opus was an email that I wrote that quite specifically, that's you. I'm good.
Trust me. I was
Yeah.
gonna drink.
Oh, good. An email that provided a breadcrumb trail to how somebody who had blamed my team for fucking up
Yeah.
outlined exactly how they had fucked
Yeah.
up. And I was like, here, let me show you the screenshots from the history. And here's this, and here's this,
Yeah.
and here's that. And the reply to the email was, thanks for the information. We'll look into it.
Ah.
And it was so unsatisfying, but I knew that everybody
Yeah.
fucking knew that was on that email thread.
Yeah.
I had nailed it.
You had.
Great.
And that's also just justice as well
Oh,
as
it's
revenge
fun.
and
Yeah.
all that.
Well, I don't
Hey,
like
why
getting
don't we
blamed.
listen to,
That's a problem.
Why don't we listen to good old Garza
Oh, yeah.
for a second? What number is it? I mean, letter.
Letter. Aren't you the author?
Isn't it? Let's see if this is it. Ready? No.
There's no.
Oh.
Oh.
Take a break. So while you're topping off your pint,
Okay.
we've got a quick bit of housekeeping. If you're enjoying The Moon Underwater, do us a solid. Leave us a good rating and review wherever you listen, Apple or Spotify. It really helps more people stumble into our cozy pub of books, films, and conversation. And don't keep it to yourself. Tell a friend or share the show on your socials. Speaking of, you can find us on Instagram and Threads at The Moon Underwater Pod, YouTube at The Moon Underwater Podcast, Twitter and Blue Sky at The Moon Underwater, and Letterboxd at TMUW Pod. We're posting updates, extra thoughts, and the occasional pub-related nonsense. So join us there. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or if you just want to say hi, write us at theguys@themoonunderwaterpodcast.com. All right, back to your regularly scheduled pints and paperbacks.
Is that sign always there?
The caution?
Watch your step. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Wow.
Is it always there?
I'm maybe. I haven't really thought about it.
I don't know this.
Yeah.
Maybe by
For
the-
those of you listening at home,
You couldn't
there's
see it if you were on YouTube, but
there's a caution sign somewhere in this bar, and it's true. I bet you somebody just like face planted.
totally thinking the same thing.
It feels like that would have happened a long time ago, like
I
50
think it,
years
I
ago.
think it just happened, and they put that up because somebody was
Yeah.
overserved
Yeah.
and took a spill forward off of the step. That was my guess.
Yeah. So,
All right.
shall we
We shall.
get into before we start the play? So we got the little precursor of the play, which is Elizabeth and Tyler doing the scene in his little prison room, right?
Right.
And also at this time, all of his little fucking creepy minions are blanketing the place with their landmines.
Yeah.
So there's that happening. What was I going to say about that? Oh, and then the triumphant and awesome and just kind of made the whole final episode worth watching for me, return of Jeevan.
Yeah.
Jeevan just shows up because he's the doctor.
We have to talk about this.
And
they
he-
mention it. They say the doctor's a day away,
Yeah.
and we've reached out.
Did he show up on an automobile driving with gasoline?
He did. I wasn't.
You didn't
asking.
like that, did you?
I didn't.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
And how did he get the ride? Like, he set out walking, and how are people electric EV? It's an EV.
Yeah, okay. It was a very loud EV.
It was.
Uh,
I don't know. Yeah, that was sad. Like, why did they do that?
but so they
there was better ways
They
to
have
do
a
it.
couple of close brushes with Kirsten.
Well, but first I wanted to say one thing
Oh.
about Jeevan as the doctor. He comes in, he's helping out Clark, whose arms are burned.
Right.
And then he goes in, and they show him. It's kind of the first time they show his face and
Yeah.
him in his doctor role, and he's there talking to Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah's, and I thought
I already thought Sarah was dead.
so too, but she wasn't yet. So I was like, just thinking, if I'm ever in a post-apocalyptic world where all of civilization has crashed and we're back down to kind of like medieval sort of riding horses around and eating gruel or whatever, and I get injured or sick and somebody says, hey, the doctor's here, and then that motherfucker Jeevan walks up, I'm going to think, it's good. This guy's got me. Because
Wow.
he looked like the perfect doctor, like the perfect
I guess.
post-apocalyptic healer.
Yeah.
He's like got the long hair and the kind of hippie-ish clothes,
He was a total hippie.
and he's there holding her hand, and he's just looking at her, and he goes, "It's okay.
It was a good death scene.
You can go." She gets her death scene too, which
It
is
was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then there's near misses when he doesn't quite see Kirsten, and you think
yeah, they're not
that's
going to
it.
see each other.
Now, the name of the episode, did you catch it?
The circle is unbroken.
Circle is Unbroken. So I took this as
Yeah.
when he didn't see
Yeah.
Kirsten, I
So the
went,
circle
he's
is
gonna see her.
And also the circle is their tour around Lake Michigan.
Uh-huh.
So that's unbroken.
It is.
It's just that the
Sometimes
museum
they go
of
off the wheel.
the museum of the wheel, right?
Yeah, sometimes they go off the wheel.
Well, they said they never have before, except this time. But now they said, well, we'll just make it. It's going to be their new
They
route.
told Jeevan that, by the way.
What? That they'll be back?
No, that they rarely go off the wheel.
Yeah, that's what that one guy said.
And he's like, I mean, the chances, and he just sort of trails off.
Yeah.
Really good.
But the guy says, well, next time we'll go to, wait, or is that's what he says to Kirsten, right?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, we'll come back to the Museum of Civilization next year, and you should come with your family. So,
So
do you want to talk about the
I want to talk
play,
about
Hamlet?
I want to talk about the scene where they see each other.
Okay. Wait, the play is before that.
Yeah, I thought we kind of talked about the play.
We didn't talk about the play at all. We talked about the little scene.
Oh, that was it for me.
Okay. The play, no, they did.
Yeah, that's it.
They did the whole scene where Clark and Elizabeth play the king and queen,
Yep.
and Tyler is the in the background,
Yeah.
and they're just sort of at first that sort of person in a skull mask walks through the audience. That's the ghost of Hamlet's father. And I think that's it. And they're just like, whoa. And that all happens. And then Gertrude and Claudius are asking how everybody is. How are you doing? How you doing, Laertes? And he goes, I want to go back to France. Are you
Right.
good with that? Is your dad okay with it? He's like, yeah, he's good with it. And then he goes, oh, what about, there's some other character. And he goes, what about you, Hamlet? And they're just like, how come you're still being so fucking weepy? Like, I mean, just your dad died and
Right.
your uncle just married your mom. Yeah. I mean, why are you being such a little bitch?
Right.
It's kind of what that whole thing was about. And he steps out and he's wearing all black. This is where I'm going to make my little leap into my thing. It's about this whole episode is kind of pretty funereal. Never said that out loud before. Funereal, maybe? I don't know how it's pronounced. But it's like funeral-like. There's like a few people died, and it's also just sort of mournful in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm flying to California, and the dates are going to be all when this is released. It's not important, but I'm going there for a celebration of the life of a really good friend of mine who died way too young, 61.
Sorry to hear that.
One of my coolest buds, and was a listener of this podcast because he. I don't know. We hit it off. We met in Honduras in our travels.
That's cool. Well, here's to him.
Yeah, man. And the reason why I thought of the wearing black, and how Hamlet should quit wearing black, is because he had mentioned to his partner Anita, is that he wanted to be celebrated, and so there's going to be a celebration of his life. And don't wear any black, wear some brighter colors and have a good time and celebrate him and all that. Name is Dwayne Byram, really great guy,
All right.
traveling, big time traveler. You would have liked him. He was a tech guy, worked for Apple.
Nice.
I think I may have mentioned
You
him.
mentioned him.
Yeah, where he would hide his ID when Steve Jobs would sit at the lunch table with him.
Yep.
That was him.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But Dueno is what people called him. And so, anyway, thought
Here's to him.
Yeah. Thought I'd commemorate him, and we'll be going there tomorrow. And so this episode definitely reminded me of that, because there was a lot of mourning going on.
Yeah.
And Sarah died, and of course, Hamlet's father is sort of Arthur, right?
Right.
I mean, Arthur is the father that is, because later, during the play, Tyler is maybe going to stab Clark there in front of everybody, and Alex is such a fucking little instigator. She's like, yeah, here, take the real knife just in case, and he draws the knife on Clark.
Yep.
And then Clark says under his breath, I lived him too.
Yeah.
And that kind of diffuses it.
Pretty good.
And he's like, okay, I'm hurt. But so anyway, I thought that was pretty great.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we can move on.
I can talk about Jeevan.
Yeah, let's keep talking about Jeevan.
All right. So finally we get, their paths were crossing, but they never saw one another. And finally,
I
Kirsten's
loved it.
looking out. Jeevan is there, and there are no words.
But also, I love how it's done, because there's this little party going on, after party, and she's on the outside of the party looking in.
And we're thinking maybe the doctor's not there anymore.
And I thought he was gone. And she just sees him. And it's so casual and so nonchalant. And it takes the longest time to quite process what's going on. I thought it was beautifully done.
I'll tell you, it got me right in the feels, and I definitely cried when I watched it today. Oh, my God. Because, look, imagine to yourself. Oh, thank you. Imagine to yourself somebody you are sure is dead.
Yeah.
Dueno. You fly to Oceanside.
Yeah.
He thinks you're dead.
Yeah.
Think about this. He thinks you're dead. You think
if
he's
I
dead.
If I get there and he's alive, I'll be really happy, but I'm going to ask him to fucking give me some money for the fucking plane ticket. Right. I'm serious, man. I mean, it's like, come on now.
But think about that. Like think about that moment. Mm-hmm. That is a gigantic moment.
But that's also the moment that Elizabeth experienced with Tyler.
But Tyler never thought she was dead.
Although Tyler didn't, but she thought he was dead, but then he blows up the Museum of Civilization, which she didn't mind.
Right, she didn't.
Oh, by the way, when she says that, Kirsten goes, sorry, your Museum of Civilization burned down. And she goes, He goes, I'm glad it's gone. I hated it anyway. She goes, well, luckily for you, the world is still full of shit.
Yeah,
like
it's still out there.
Shit from the before.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a great little moment, and that's kind of the
no
end.
words in the scene.
Yeah,
the two of them nailed it.
Yeah. I thought that the reconciliation of Elizabeth and Tyler was touching, and I thought that was nice. And it was a little
You
bit
never,
of a tear.
You
They were
never
going-
asked me if I wanted to go.
Yeah.
You know.
And he goes, you didn't want to go.
Didn't
And
wanna
she
go.
admitted, he goes, you wanted to stay. And yeah.
she
And
did.
she goes, were you happier when you left? And he said, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like,
everybody was good with what they did.
and now she's going to go with
She's
them.
going to go with him.
with all the little weirdo kids.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked about the solving of the deluded little
Yeah.
fantasy bomber kids. And what it is that Kirsten meets one of them, this little dirty-faced urchin,
Yep.
and she actually reads her the founding book instead of just telling the story that she's heard. And that sort of de-radicalizes her
Felt very biblical.
it's like that's exactly how I felt. I'm like, the antidote to over literalizing the Bible is reading
Reading it.
the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, you read it and you're like, no, this is not.
And I
literal,
say that as
like-
somebody who's never. I guess I've read the book of Job for a class that I was in.
You ever heard of David and Goliath?
No.
A lot of
A lot
dick
of dicks.
skin
Dick-
going on.
Dicks flopping around everywhere.
There's, the uncircumcised ones are flopping. The others are nicer than that. They're tucked away.
They're tucked away. I was gonna
Where
say
they
they're tucked
fucking
in.
should be, man. That's what it's all about.
Oh, no. Oh, I kind of love it.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we? I'm kind of at the.
We're at the end.
I'm at the end.
So it's just after that, it's Kirsten and Jeevan hug, and they're the two principal characters. They're our most important characters. We've been with them longest. And everybody gets their kind of little. Alex goes away with Tyler and Elizabeth and the kids.
Right.
Do you think Alex? Oh, fucking A. I didn't think about this. You pointed this out last time. Or Alex is the baby of Tyler, of the woman that was
Right.
waiting for Tyler.
Correct.
And
I
now,
believe so.
And now they're going to hook up, probably.
All right.
And they're almost like father and daughter, except they're the
Almost.
same age.
Yeah.
No, one's
no,
like
he's 10 years old.
10 years older.
Yeah.
Alex seems pretty transy, though. I don't think she's going to be with.
She's not into him.
I don't think so.
No.
So that's not going to happen.
I like that we've determined that already.
It's it's
unlikely.
Good. It's good. They're
Yeah.
not. They don't look right together. So they all go that way. The traveling symphony just keeps on rolling.
Yep.
And Kirsten is with them. And the one guy with the bicycle hat,
Oh, yeah.
helmet, he joins them.
Mountain bike, right? That's what
Yeah.
you say to him?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And he was like rehearsing some line. He wants to
was.
be in the play, and he digs them. And a bunch of people leave the museum, but I bet you new people are going to show up,
Yeah.
and that's just going to be how it goes.
There was droves of people walking away.
All those little kids, like Clark was looking. He goes, "Oh my God!" And there were looked like 10,000 people
Yeah.
walking.
Seemed like a lot.
Who were they?
I was asking the same thing.
Were they just the little kids? I feel like it might be,
Could
but
be.
how do you get that many little kids?
I was annoyed by that.
Who's fucking that much?
Well, they had a lot of kids.
But it's not like we're not. Maybe the human species. Here's what happened: quick evolution move. Little natural selection started having broods. Each woman would have like 5 or 6 kids in one shot, like coyotes and stuff do
Okay.
when their numbers are decreased. You heard that?
No.
Yeah, like coyotes are the reason why they are still so abundant in America, even though we have really tried hard.
We have tried very hard.
And the lower their numbers, the bigger their litters are,
Yeah.
and the higher their numbers, they start having small litters.
Nature's funny, huh?
It is pretty clever, and
Yeah.
humans are that way too. Weirdly, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess I.
rich
uh,
countries start having lower and lower and
Yeah.
lower and lower birth rates, and the poorer the country, the more babies they have.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, 9 of them are going to die, but one will survive. And then when you get into the rich countries, so that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
And then, are we missing anything? And so the
the last scene.
that's what we're going up to.
Yeah.
And then so Jeevan is going to walk with Kirsten because they're going
Kind
in
of
the same direction. Then they come to the fork in the road,
That was great.
and then they and then
The
they
fork
say
in the
goodbye.
road.
And they
And
say,
Jeevan along the way is sort of trying to say that he's sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Look, all I was supposed to do is walk a girl home.
yeah,
And what did she say? She says to him, "You walked her home.
yeah. It was
Like
really
you
sweet.
did your job. You
Yeah.
did what you
totally
did what
did
you were
it.
supposed to do, and he did it. He felt a huge sense of relief.
Yeah,
And it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
another great scene.
yeah.
And so they get to the fork, and he's telling her, "Yeah, we'll come and see you next year. I've told my family all about you."
Yeah.
So we've told Frank, and I think he said a name like Key.
Yeah, Key. Frank, Key, and like Annie or something.
Yeah, but
like Annie
Key,
is
like
the
Kiki?
wife. Yeah, Key.
Yeah, come on.
Key is what it was. But
But
Key.
it's-
It is like Kiki.
Yeah,
Um,
come on, his brother
Frank
and
and
her.
Kiki,
Yeah.
and
I
the
loved
last line, except for "bye," last line in the whole thing is, I told the story or something.
Told the
like-
story.
Yeah, I told the story,
Yeah,
and that's
it was great.
that's a really
It's
good
a
ending.
Really
to
good
it.
ending.
Yeah, I felt like it was too.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved that part of it, and
Yeah.
I guess the rest of it for me was like, okay, we got to see Jeevan see her, and that's what I needed.
I kind of wonder. Yeah, you can't it's like a tapestry thread or something. It feels like you can't quite just take out the Miranda thread with the story.
No.
It's necessary, but it was, for some reason, it was underdeveloped compared
A little
to some of the
forced.
other ones.
Yeah.
And also just like the relationship with Arthur never really
Doesn't
made
get better.
sense. And but yeah, aside from that, I got to the end of it this time and I thought this is really a pretty supreme artistic achievement, this 10 episode
Oh, yeah.
story
Yeah.
that all fits in really intricately. It's fun to watch. It's heavy. It's funny. It's touching.
I wish there was 11. That's my only.
Yeah, it should have been turned up to 11,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's
because
already
it's
in the
Station
top-
11. Yeah, they should have done that. They could have done one more.
Come on. Wait, I
H-
implore
come
you.
on, HBO.
Don't do another season.
You know what HBO will do? You know what they did with Breaking Bad, right?
No.
They made a movie, a feature,
Oh, yeah.
like El Camino, which is
Good
Jesse,
movie.
Jesse Pink. That was good.
Yeah.
And so they could do like a 90-minute like feature sort of number 11 that shows what they're doing now or something.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. Let's go.
And
You heard it here first.
Yeah, and what would cure the traveling symphony would be,
Traveling, and they'd be a
but
symphony.
they would be a bigger deal. Like they would have like they would go rock and roll.
They would throngs of people, like thousands out there.
Yeah, and they would have like a almost like a hair metal kind of like
Oh, yeah.
act, and all the I think that
I
would-
like it.
yeah. So all right,
All right.
guess
I think that's it.
Is it? I think so. Whoa. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
And
Good times.
Catch you next time with something different. We don't know what it is.
We don't know yet.
We just don't know.